Whenever Mondays precede a public holiday, it always tends to be chilled because, hey, the weekend is a bit longer. Good morning and welcome to Wake Up Nigeria.
It's going to be a motivation-filled edition of your #1 breakfast show in Nigeria. And hopefully you had a restful weekend.
Well, if it wasn't restful for you, we hope that it was eventful enough for you to make memories.
Yeah.
Now, the weekend isn't really done because there's a Tuesday and Wednesday.
Yeah.
Fasting is ending today. To one person, your days of grace have ended.
Wow, really?
From tomorrow,
What?
tribulation comes your
What?
way. You know
What
who
are
I'm
you
talking
talking about?
because fasting is ending today. So people are happy, but for one person,
Wow.
I'm coming for you.
Wow.
I feel don't mind me. I just
Please, I beg. I don't know what sort of events Mike has planned, but I hope for this particular episode to be as eventful as possible. There was an amazing event over the weekend, that was yesterday, the arrival of Pelumi Nubi. And of course, we have something to show you from my experience at the border, border earlier yesterday. So yeah, it's going to be a great day. You need to just sit back, relax. We have something special planned. My name is Titilayo Oyinso.
Mike Messi-Keno. Remember, use the hashtag #WakeUpNigeria across all our social media platforms for you to engage with us and, of course, for us to engage with you.
And of course, watching us live is easy. Absolutely anywhere across the world, you can use our mobile app. As long as you have internet, just download from Google Play or iOS stores.
The channel is live, GoTV 16, ultra high frequency. The band is 49 on the terrestrial. You can follow us, or you should follow us across all social media platforms. We're there. TVC Entertainment, that's the handle.
Yes, indeed. Now, as always, it's a Monday. We have quite a bit in store.
A creative mixture who paints pictures with words, stitching together heartaches, love, everything in between to create lyrical masterpieces. Well, is he an artist or an artist? From this bio, well, it's hard to tell. Maybe he's both. He'll be here to perform Fraud. Okay, I'm looking forward to that one.
And of course, when it comes to motivation, we're going to be joined by friend of the house, Fola Daniels Adelesi. He is the CEO at Edible Pen Training and Development Limited, and he's an international keynote speaker, training facilitator, and so much more. Emotional blackmail is just one of the things that has become prevalent, especially in the more domestic environment. And we'll be having that conversation later on.
Damilola Aluko, CEO and founder of SADG Frames, has made a significant impact in the world of picture framing with over 10 years of experience. Well, framing, is that really something? Well, it is, and you get to find out how a business has been made from it on SME this morning. Hey, man.
Right.
Good morning.
Morning.
You know when our artist was, while his song was going, if they call you a banje, I don't care.
Please.
Just give me that vibes. Hey, mommy water, I don't care. But yes, the
That
good thing,
earworm
fasting
is
is ending
still there.
today. Yeah, fasting is ending today. That's a big one. And to all Muslim faithful, I hope we all had the benefits of the fast, and moving forward, we can see those benefits come through. Someone's shouting in my ear now. Just day where you day. All right, but yeah, weekend, weekend, of course, for me, Saturday, of course, is basically my busiest day of the week.
Oh, really? What did you
So
do?
it's always work. What else?
Oh,
Work.
yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah,
day.
there's no work. It will be events. But yeah, work all through. And so I had to take out time to chill on Sunday. But Liverpool Man U almost gave people a lot of heartaches. It was good chilling to watch football a bit. And then I found out yesterday that my area is banned W.
What?
Oh, you're not even in the first.
I know all the letters A, B, C, D in my banner W because they will take the light, they'll come bring them. You like 1 hour, they'll take it again.
Okay.
So my band is W. And then I had to buy units yesterday. I didn't check, although I had to send someone and all that. So I don't know the egg. But what band are you guys in? What band are you?
So I know that right now my estate is, we are in the process of moving to Band A.
Oh,
Wow.
Yes, we're actually doing that. So there was a meeting over the weekend to, task everyone in every house, in the estate so that, that can be achieved. So
okay.
we're
Titi, how
looking
was your
forward to that.
weekend?
Yeah, I was actually going to touch on what you were mentioning earlier. There was something circulating about how much power each electrical appliance takes up, how many units it actually chops, essentially.
Yeah.
And when it comes to consumption, we as Nigerians, we've talked about it before, that in Nigeria, there's no culture of when you're leaving the room, you turn off the lights, turn off the fan or turn off that appliance when you're leaving.
I think it also has to do with an awareness, because I remember some time ago my organization actually did a documentary on it to just basically create awareness.
Yeah.
That people should, so that, the yellow lights and the white lights.
Yeah.
Yellow lights,
The LED
takes
ones,
more,
yeah.
it takes more voltage and consumes more electricity compared to the white ones. So you should use more of the white ones than the yellow ones. And then also your fridge and your freezer. Of
course.
Anyway, like I said, it's education. So if people are educated on it,
We'll continue with
they
this.
would
We'll continue with this, right?
Hello and good morning. It's time for a news update right here on Wake Up Nigeria. My name is Titilayo Oyinson. Thanks for joining us. Now, 4 months after the kidnap of more than 50 church members in Zamfara state, the victims have been freed. But sadly, one of them died in the forest a few days after their release by bandits. TVC News' Theophilus Dara spoke with the leadership of the United Church of Christ in Nigeria.
Of Hakan Church in Kauru local government area of Kaduna State were kidnapped by armed bandits within the church premises in December 2023 while attending a wedding reception. Barely 4 months later, the kidnapped victims regained their freedom. Sadly, one of them died in the forest as he could not walk out of the forest within the time frame given by the terrorists due to the injuries he sustained while in captivity. The president of the church, Amos Kiri, and its counterpart, the Archbishop of Lutheran Church of Christ in Nigeria, LCCN, described the activities of armed bandits, especially in the north, as tragic to the country.
The one I took over from him, in other words, my predecessor, he has already suffered. He was kidnapped alongside some clergy. One of the clergy died in their hands. That were around 2016. And then of recent, we have suffered that. And they have taken about over 50 of our members, even though some of them escaped. But we have lost one instantly during the issue of kidnap. Then he was shot dead. We have also lost another one at the process when they were released and they were coming. The other one died.
Nigeria, that is supposed to be one of the greatest nations in the world, is today struggling. People cannot go to sleep. People cannot do their businesses in peace. Farmers have to desert their farms, which perpetuates and increases hunger.
They, however, commend the Bola Tinubu's government for doing its best in all sectors, but wants him to provide security agencies with equipment to win the war against enemies of peace.
Bola Ahmed Tinubu, as the president of this country today, is doing his best, but a lot needs to be done. All the security apparatus in this country need to synergize if we must overcome this monster.
As religious leaders, both Christians and any other religious person, we have a responsibility to change the narrative, the story about this nation. We must turn around from preaching violence and hatred to preaching love. That's the only way to go.
This year's Second Convention brought together Christians from across the north and other parts of the country. Theophilus Darufai, TVC News.
And now to political stories. The presidential candidate of the Labour Party in the 2023 general election, Peter Obi, says he will remain in the Labour Party. Mr. Obi was speaking in Gombe State at the inauguration of some community projects executed by him. He also denied rumors of any partnership with the former Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai. The Labour Party candidate also urged the federal government to review the increase in electricity tariff considering the harsh economic situation in the country.
Things have doubled, things have tripled. It makes even the poor more difficult to live in our society. There's no such thing. I'm for peace.
Yes, but
I like peace.
But let me butter it
I believe that we are one. We are one people. Our concentration should be on peace.
Okay.
The president of Rwanda, Paul Kagame, has said the international community failed his country during the 1994 genocide as he paid tribute to the victims 30 years after the incident. President Kagame addressed an audience that included several African heads of state and former U.S. President Bill Clinton, who had called the genocide the biggest failure of his administration. The commemoration began with the president placing wreaths on mass graves and lighting a remembrance flame at the Kigali Genocide Memorial, where more than 250,000 victims are believed to be buried. All we have time for on the news for this hour on Wake Up Nigeria. There's still quite a bit coming your way. Make sure you stay tuned.
It said the text messages keep you, what was it? They make you feel not lonely and depressed. That's what we saw on the Fact Finder. Good morning and welcome. Text messages over calls. Don't call except it's really, really important. Eh? We just said 10 missed calls.
Text messages or WhatsApp.
You don't see 10 missed calls and then now call the person back. How far you collected yesterday? Okay. 10 missed calls. But hey, good morning. Quite a lot happened over the weekend. So let's just rush over a few things that we just want to talk about. The first one was the major stuff about the purported new identity card, as it were. And a number of people have come up. And the same thing, because you've been receiving those texts, NIN, BVN. I don't know, I've received on my lines, by my banks are sending me a message. So I don't even know where to start. I know a number of people have gone to the banks, a number of people have gone to the KYC shops for the service providers to try to put all of that together, link all of them and all that. But if you have an NIN, a BVN, they're about the same number. It's all about biometrics and a system. What joins them all together is biometrics. Can't they be collapsed into one? That's there. But then we already have a national identity card. And then there's now another one. Is it somebody trying to... Just many questions.
Now, the question is, what's the difference between a NIN and a national identity card?
It's the same number.
Oh, the new one that's coming up now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because the truth of the matter is, some people still have that national ID card. That first, the card, like the real, I'm not talking about
So this is
NIN
where I answer that question.
Number now.
So this particular card that they're saying they want to bring out now is supposed to have payment capabilities, is also supposed to give you some kind of social security. So if, for instance, you are a future pensioner, future pension, all your pension information, your banking information, so you can actually withdraw money with this same ID card. What they're trying to do is link people's communications apparatus and lines and things like that, their banking, their insurance, their health insurance, everything into one card and essentially, eventually, one number. I feel like the BVN thing came about because there was no NIN at the time. And I think now, because they want to just make sure everything is central, they're trying to link everything with one card. It does make you feel like, okay, yes, we're going through this national ID card thing again. But what you have to remember is that when the first set of national ID numbers came out, there have been a lot more people born since that time, a lot more people registered since that time, a lot more birth certificates, a lot more numbers to give out. So starting afresh, starting again, I think it's a good idea.
So when in 10
I don't
years time,
understand.
when people are born, we'll start afresh.
I start again.
Yeah, so that's the thing. I think it's
Because I don't think that's
necessary.
I don't think that's enough reason, to be honest. Because
yeah,
even my
social
kids have NIN. You already have, if you want your kids to get an NIN, you go to the NIMC office and you get
But that's the
you
thing,
get
because
their
you
NIN.
understand the importance of it. Not everyone understands the importance of it. And they haven't been taking those steps to go and get the numbers. So there's so many people that still don't have
Yeah,
it.
but
there are two numbers. There are two numbers.
Yeah.
And then you're telling me that because of some people have not been born, there should be a 10 number. So that means every 10 years, we should be having a new number. It doesn't even, for me, look, you already have two numbers. If you want to, how many people even have those original cards? You send out new cards. Simple. and you put everything you want to put into it. We're talking about as a country or as a nation here, is that the priority? It's not even the case of priority. Having to start a new process altogether is, I don't think we need it. We already have 2 numbers. We can regularize them, put them all as ones, and then you can get new cards if need.
So new cards
So
also means
because of,
we align with the new technology of the day. When the first set of cards were brought out, there was some types of tech that were not available to us, and it's available now. There's a reason why they're deciding to do this again. But you just said something now. You said just print new cards. If it was just about printing new cards, it's just it's a 1-week process. But I think them binding everything together could indeed help the government
in a
just
card.
make sure that they're giving the people what they need. So we've been receiving all these messages, as you said earlier. You don't even know which one is fake, which one is real. Let's just maybe give them the chance to settle everything.
Well, there's no settling there. I wish we can push something through the House of Reps and the Senate and try to push it away, because I think it is a money. It's a scheme to just throw money at, and it might cost some.
Because this new national
technology is
ID
not that
card
way.
is a
If you have it, the
gonna have
major,
a
the
payment
most important
feature.
thing is biometrics, and you have it.
And you have it,
You can
yeah.
create anything. So now we have to now start again,
All
thumbprint.
over again.
That's it. Biometrics. Once you have that, every other thing is just they're just attachments.
That's
just it.
What I would like to see in the cause of this new new change is to make it easier, right?
The process.
I hope they can go from organizations to organizations, schools to schools, giving people, the opportunity to register instead of everyone having to go to the NIMC office to register.
Sure.
Because right now, the crowds at the NIMC office every single day, Mike, like people, the last time I was there, someone was saying she's been coming here since last week. So they have to find a way to make the process very seamless and easy for
these days
everyone.
we now have, for Nigerians in diaspora now, their international passports when we renew now comes to the house. So it's possible.
Yeah.
It is.
They don't
Definitely.
even have to go all the way there.
It is possible.
Talking about
It is.
international Nigerians in diaspora, Pelumi made her grand arrival just on Sunday.
Yesterday.
It was, just a Sunday yesterday. It was big for Nigerians. It was big for
Yeah.
everybody. She at 27 has visited 77 countries. That is quite remarkable. And a number of people have been asking, hey, why all the fuss? I would say something about it, and this is what I would say. Tourism is big anywhere, and it's an industry that we have so much of it that we can tap into. That is some sort of tourism. That is something that if we tap into the right way, it could generate quite a lot of revenue for the country.
For the country,
we should tap into things like this. I know it's not just about one person and all of that, but we all can pick up something from her, learn something from her. What drives you? What pushes you?
Yeah.
If it's good with God and good with man, go for it.
Congratulations to her. I mean, this was a big feat, and we're happy for her. I know that Titi was at the welcoming yesterday, and I think we're going to play that feature later on so that you all can, experience and feel it. And if you're watching right now, Pelumi Nubi, I sent her a message on Twitter. So please, kindly tell her that we want her as a guest on the show. Thank you very much. Just thought to put that
All
in.
right, so this is where I jump in. I know that Pelumi Nubi is going to be on Your View tomorrow morning. It's going to be a really interesting conversation with the ladies of Your View. But I've also already had the opportunity to have a conversation with her. Wake Up Nigeria was at the Seme border to welcome her, alongside the Honorable Commissioner for Tourism, Arts and Culture. And of course the amazing influencer and social platform Olori Supergirl were there with the dancers, the drummers. The energy was amazing. Her father and mother were also there.
Yeah, I saw that. That was a
welcome her.
beautiful
Very
reunion.
emotional.
Yeah,
she was live on YouTube at the time.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that. And what I loved the most about her, experience, how was documenting everything. She kept us abreast of everything, her journey. And even when she had the accident, we were very worried, and we're very, very happy that, she's alive, she's well, and she's in good health. And well done to you, Pelumi. This is a huge feat. And wish you all the best.
Yeah, we'll have something on that later on. Just stay tuned to the show. You will see that package a little bit later. We'll take a time out now. Stay with us. We'll be back in a bit.
Now, over the weekend, the world celebrated World Health Day. And in the studio with us, we have representatives of MedPlus here to talk to us about exactly what they have planned for this special commemoration. Welcome to the studio, Dami and Deoye.
Deoye, yes. Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you so much.
All right, so I want to just go straight to you, Dami. What are the plans that the organization have for this celebration?
Okay, thank you so much, Titi. Even before the World Health Day, what we normally do at MedPlus is we do free medical checks. Okay. So we have the conscious effort to impact the community that we reside in. Yeah. We call that CSR. So it's not just about making money, it's not just about being the market leader. We want to impact positively in our community. So we have different outreaches that we've done. Earlier this year, we went to Shogoro community, where we gave free medical checks, free drugs to the children of that community. Okay. We actually come to TVC as well.
Okay.
I'm excited about that one.
When is that?
On
when is that?
19th of April.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
so we are.
To make sure I'm here.
Okay. Yeah,
so
right. We check your vitals. We give free consultation. I know Evan was telling me before we started that she gets us a skincare there. So yes, we're going to do beauty consultations as well. Possibly give a discount. Yeah, and yeah, that's just what makes us, top of mind.
Okay, so now I have to touch on that word you used. You said discount. Now you go to Money Matao. I want to talk a bit about the fact that yes, you have instilled confidence in us that yes, there is access to certain medication. In Lagos, in Nigeria. I know you have loads of branches all over Nigeria. But the cost of medication right now is skyrocketing like crazy. And I'm wondering, as a business, I know you are into business development, how have you been able to manage this based on the fact that you know that people come to you for essentially help?
Yeah.
So how have you been able to deal with this situation?
Okay, thank you very, very much. I mean, it's an issue we're all accustomed to. I mean, even if we don't get medications ourselves, we get for some of our loved ones.
Yeah.
And for MedPlus, what we try to do, understanding the current challenges we're facing, is to, from time to time, rejig our supply chain architecture. So we want to ensure that we get this medication at the best price, still sticking to quality. So, and from time to time, I mean, this price thing, the management of the company is always conscious of it. So we also, from time to time, check where we can also even take down some of, lose some of the margins, so that we can even, work with people, because we know the times we are in. So we try to work on prices, we try to get the best pricing. We also try to work on our brand dynamics, so that when you come to our store, almost everyone visiting our store can get something. Taking consideration maybe your budget. So if you have a budget for this amount, for any of the acute cases or even those on chronic care medication. So those are part of the initiatives we are doing. And like Damola mentioned earlier, we're also actively at the forefront of driving CSR events. So we know that not everybody will be able to come to MedPlus. Yeah. But for those that are not able to come to our stores, we still take healthcare to them. So that is what...
So I want to touch on the theme just a little bit more. My health, my right.
Yes.
What exactly do you believe the World Health Organization is driving at there? Because there are still a lot of countries around the world that don't have access to health care. And I'm wondering how your organization wants to align with it.
I think it's basically in line with what we do. Like, it's very correct that it's your right to get access to healthcare. Yeah. I mean, it's not just about working hard. You need to know that, okay, you're working hard, you're keeping fit and all of that. Yeah. So this is why we do what we do in terms of give free medical care. At least do the minimum.
The barest minimum.
Yes. So you don't have to go to the bank, you don't have to break your bank to know what your blood pressure is saying, your BMI, your blood sugar, even malaria tests, even down to chronic conditions like hepatitis, all of that. And then we even have partnership with some of these hospitals that we can refer that you go to check all of these things. So yeah.
Okay. I'm wondering about the extent of what your pharmacist render as a service. My health, my right, right?
Yeah.
Now, there are a lot of people that just don't like the idea of going to a hospital. And we know the culture here, people like to self-medicate. And I know that your organization has made sure that there are pharmacists inside every single branch.
Yeah.
Now, where do you draw the line and, insist that a customer maybe goes to the hospital when the pharmacist's job there is actually also sort of to give advice and maybe prevent maybe abuse of drugs? So talk to us about that.
All right. So one, every MedPlus store is equipped to offer to people services around the primary healthcare setting.
Okay.
So you have acute cases like basic ailments like malaria, like minor infections. So we have pharmacists that are trained to identify and actually manage those healthcare issues.
Okay.
But as pharmacists and healthcare professionals, we know that there are certain pointers you see in a person. You are able to pick it there and say that, sir and ma, at this point, you need to actually go to the hospital. You need to take this charge for this and this that I am seeing. And as well, our team also engage every of our customers around things that can help us improve our healthcare. We offer services like weight management. We educate our customers on dietary and lifestyle management. We offer vaccination. That's one of the big things. Yes, we're doing this period.
Wow.
Yes. Because we understand the benefit of preventive health. We know that if we try to vaccinate just an individual, we probably are saving like ×4, ×5 when you consider the healthcare body in terms of the economics. So we're actually pushing that message so that we actually drive holistic healthcare. We also have supplement of different ranges.
I was actually going to touch on that. I think you have something you wanted to talk about in that particular area, right?
Yeah. So a bit on supplement. Basically, supplements they either come as macro or micro.
Yeah.
Now, the macro are our everyday carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. The micro are those the body needs that will probably miss in our diet.
Okay.
And so we have supplements that are tailored to actually address those healthcare needs. We have those that caters to the general well-being. I don't know if I can mention brand. Okay, we have our Revive Active, for instance, that actually helps to improve the heart health. So if a typical heart will last for, let me say, about 70 years, maybe based on how the person has used the heart. When you start a supplement like this, it reduces the workload on the heart.
Wow, okay.
Providing it the essential vitamins and minerals so that the veins and, those vessels carrying the blood, rather than being straight all the time, they're a bit more relaxed. And so the work the heart is doing to pump blood across all the vessels is actually lessened. We have our beauty complex.
Right?
Yes.
Revive Active.
Yeah.
And there's a beauty complex. But as soon as someone walks into a MedPlus branch, they can get more information about this supplement.
Exactly. Sure.
And I believe you have it on your website as well?
We do, very well.
All right then. Thank you so much
we are grateful
for coming to talk to us. And of course, happy World Health Day.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Have you done a health check recently? If you haven't, you can walk into a MedPlus near you and get a free check. Did you know that? Well, you heard it here first on Wake Up Nigeria. Stay with us. Let's take a quick break.
And we are back. Thanks for staying with us. So to commemorate the World Health Day, which was yesterday, we are having a health coach, yes, right here in the kitchen. And she's going to be making smoothies, healthy smoothies, and a pineapple bowls. So excited to have her here in the kitchen this morning because I am currently, my earring just fell off. Because I'm currently on my, would I say healthy diets? Yeah, healthy diet journey. It's good to have you, Zion Grace.
Thank you, Ma.
Okay, so let's talk about the smoothie we're having on the show today. Wow. Talk about the fruits.
We are having a smoothie. The smoothie name is Immune System.
Immune System.
Yes,
ooh, okay.
Immune. Because I found out with the research I made, I found out that many people are lacking some fruits and vitamins in the system.
Yes.
And you see, after taking drugs, they find out that the drugs are not working. But with the help of the fruit and vegetable, it boosts the immune system and it allows the drugs to work.
Okay, okay. Because I mean, we have a combination of fruits here that are packing on, you know, antioxidants. They have antioxidant properties, which are very, very effective in boosting our immune system. So let's run through the ingredients for our smoothie and then fruits that we're going to use for our pineapple bowls.
For the smoothie, we are having pineapple, we are having watermelon, we are having beetroot, we are having ginger. For the pineapple bowls, we are having pawpaw, watermelon, cucumber, and grape, including carrots.
Including carrots.
Yes.
So for the pineapple boats, we're having the fruits just the way we have them. We're just eating them. We're not blending them. We're not doing anything to them.
No, for pineapple bowls, we are not doing it. We're just using the fruit fork to eat it. No.
Ah, okay, like a fruit cocktail.
Yes.
Ah, okay. Okay. I'm so excited about what's happening here in the kitchen in a bit because we are having fruits. Look at all that colors here on the table. It looks really, 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 really beautiful. We're going to begin blending in a bit. But while we are, you know, prepping things up here, let's head over to the couch for some motivation discussion with Mike and Fola Daniels.
Welcome. It's the second lap of your numero uno breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria. We've had one interesting hour. I'm looking forward to the next 45 minutes.
And of course, we know you are as well. We've had quite interesting conversations so far on the show. It started out nice. And as we mentioned at the beginning of the first hour, tomorrow is a holiday, so it doesn't really feel like people are going to work yet.
Yeah, it's quite a chilled Monday. Even on the roads, like some people are like, let's just see if we can skip this Monday, make it Tuesday and Wednesday. We're going to chill back at home. Public holidays. Oh, man. Well, that's quite something that I know you look forward to. We are going to be here, of course, to ensure that we give you that wonderful dose of what Wake Up Nigeria is all about.
My name is Titilayo Oyinbo.
Mike Mexican is mine. Okwocha, of course, is in the kitchen. And I'm looking forward to taking some grips there. I see that you're putting together wonderful. But that blender, it looks like a blender and a mortar at the same time. What? I mean, the blender should choose his hustle because I saw something on top. What's that thing on top?
Kind of blenders that can blend not just fruits but yam.
Yeah.
So pounded yam.
Yeah. You know those
so we
blenders?
have our fruits in here. Remember, we are having a smoothie and a pineapple boat later on. But Mike, I don't want to see you anywhere near this.
I'm not coming. I just want to mention, you know those blenders that we see that people even use to grind iPhones, even bottles. Yeah. You see it on social media. If you check out those videos, funny people think people blend. They are blending bottles.
I've seen that. I've seen that. But well, hopefully this blender is meant for our fruit smoothies this morning,
We'll get back to that a little bit, man. We'll get back to that one.
Those are the blenders that have an engine that sounds like a jet. By the time they put it on, the whole studio starts to shake. That's how powerful they are.
That blender is only for band A. If you're band W, Y, and Z like me, that blender alone will take up your power allocation for the day. Well, you can use the hashtag Wake Up Nigeria on TVC across all our social media platforms to be a part of the show, right?
Yes,
let's get into what we have left on the show this morning. There's a performance coming.
Yes, there is a performance coming your way. There is, and the performer is called Liam. The name of his song is a little fraudulent.
Oh, interesting.
I don't know.
I'm trying to see how that one plays out.
Exactly, but he paints pictures with his words.
And of course, it's Monday, and whenever it's time for Mondays, it's motivation. Looking forward to, you know, I think it was when we had our special episode, we had something with TT. What's it called now?
It's called Take a Moment.
Take a Moment. Okay, so we're going to take a moment with who today? We're taking a moment.
Fola Daniels.
Yes, all right.
Adelesi.
All right, give us motivation.
CEO of Edible Pen Training and Development Limited. He's an international keynote speaker, training facilitator, author, and communications professional. It's going to be an interesting conversation. Emotional blackmail.
Oh, that happens. That happens. And then, of course, after that, we will be rounding up the show with SME. You always say SME, small and medium scale enterprises, businesses, and all of that. So it's a segment where we get to teach you. You get to learn business principles. Mostly, that's what it's all about. And of course, today our guest is Damilola Aluko, the CEO and founder of SADG Frames. It's made a significant impact in the world of picture framing That's quite interesting. You'll learn how he took something that people might see as simple as framing to put up a business around it. That will be our discussion on SME today.
Thanks for staying with us. Welcome to the kitchen, guys. With me is Zion Grace. And this morning, to commemorate the World Health Day, which was yesterday, we're having a very healthy morning breakfast. Yes, we're having healthy smoothies, and we're also having a pineapple boats, right?
Yes.
Yes, that's what Zion Grace calls the pineapple boats, which of course I'm still here to figure out what's the significance of the pineapple, the fruits in a pineapple. Is it just for aesthetics?
Yes, because it's just like a plate
Yeah,
for the fruits.
for the fruits.
So it's just a pure natural.
Okay.
You don't make use of
Yeah,
fruits.
because I was thinking maybe some of the juice from the pineapple will be infused into the other fruits that we're having in the boats. But hey, let's talk about our healthy smoothie for a minute. Let's talk about the fruits in our blender because we're about to blend.
Yes.
And so, hey, over to you.
Okay, we have watermelon, pineapple, and beetroot and ginger.
Yeah, so let's open it up so that we can get it. Ooh, look at that. Look at that color. Ooh, okay.
Very good for a diabetes patient, a cancer, and ulcer patients. After this, they are good to go.
Yeah. So in here we have our pineapples, watermelon, beetroots, and ginger. Yes. And all of these ingredients or all of these fruits have one thing in common. They are antioxidants. They help to boost your immune system. And we also have, watermelon is very good for digestion as well.
Yes.
Yeah, and then for those of us who are on a weight management journey, okay, yes, so that as well. And beetroot is also packing a lot of nutrients as well, right?
People that has a BP issue.
Aha, it helps to, you know, manage that.
Yes, and women that lost a lot of blood through menstruation, and people that have a problem through childbearing, after that, the beetroot covers it.
Yeah, and I know that pineapple is also good for women's.
Yes.
Yeah, it's also good for women's menstrual health as well. You know, it also helps with your vaginal health as well, which is, you know, very. Yes, it's recommended. Yes. Right, so let's get blending. Okay, and then for our pineapple boats, we have, what are the fruits we're using?
We have grape, we have watermelon, pawpaw, pineapple, and carrots.
Yeah, so right there, right now on your screens are the fruits we're having for our smoothie and for our pineapple boat as well. Where does the cucumber go in though?
Yes, cucumber, yes.
Where's the cucumber? Where does it go? Okay, it goes into the pineapple boat as well. So for our pineapple boat, we have our carrots, pawpaw, pineapple, grapes, cucumber, and I think that's it basically.
Watermelon
and watermelon and cucumber as well. Okay. Okay, so let's get blending our,
Yes, I'm using my Odogu blender.
Odogu blender.
It's called Silver Crystal. Very good for fruits.
Okay.
As a fruit stylist, I recommend it for everyone.
Okay, so we can just use any blender, basically.
But it won't blend as,
It will, yes. So let's get our blending on. Okay. So ensuring that all of those fruits get in. And remember, guys, that fruits are high in fiber and they're low in carbs. Yes. Okay. So we're taking it one blend at a time.
Yeah.
We're not blending everything.
No, I'm blending everything.
Okay. Okay. So are we having like a smooth consistency or like a rough consistency?
Smooth.
Very smooth, right? Okay, so we'll continue our blending in a bit, right? While we get our cucumbers together. Let's head over to the couch.
Do it scared, do it afraid, but do it anyway. Those are the words of Pelumi, of course, as she spoke there about her journey all through. It's something that you can use in your personal life. Forget all the razzmatazz. People are talking about these for and against it. Doesn't really matter. The point is, if it's good with God, if it's good with man, you have your heart set on something, just go out there and you will definitely be celebrated like her. Welcome. Well, it's time for motivation. I am not the one taking motivation this morning. We have somebody who, of course, is an expert at that one. Fola Daniels is joining us. And today, we're talking about managing emotional blackmail.
Yes, absolutely.
Are we talking from the blackmailer side or from the blackmailee?
Well, we're going to look at both sides, and
Okay.
we're going to look at it as an individual and also in the workplace.
Okay.
But first of all, let's ask ourselves, what's the purpose of emotional blackmail? The blackmail generally is to get you to do something that is previously undesired, to get an action by the person who is blackmailing. Now, there are times when the blackmailing is done intentionally, and there are times when it's done unintentionally. So we're focusing more on that aspect where the blackmail is more unintentional.
Unintentional.
And, yes, more unintentional. And in this case, or maybe not necessarily unintentional, but in a very subtle manner. In this case, it could be from friends, it could be from colleagues, it could be from family, it could be from those around you in the same neighborhood. There's something that you don't want to do. They think that you can do it, and they just want to get you to do it. Or they have an opinion of who you should be, and they're trying to fix you into that mood. Have you ever tried to do something that, has your mother ever tried to force you to do something that you don't want to do? Or has your father ever tried to force you to do something that you don't want to do?
Forget my father. They didn't used to force me.
Then you hear questions like, if I did not carry you for 9 months in my womb, the moment you hear
That's
that,
these days. Not my own day. They don't used to force me. Ben, go and do that thing. I
do
don't
it immediately.
Do it.
You
Times have
understand?
changed. Carry their womb. Talk about not my mom.
You understand that there are statements that generally parents sometimes make, and the moment you hear those things, I breastfed you, I paid your school fees, those kind of things. Now, while sometimes they have good intentions, they don't intend to just put you under pressure. Some of those statements are emotional blackmail. There are other times people say things to you to suck money out of you. I was there for you when nobody was there. Now you have made money. Now you have a job. You don't remember us again. You are forming class. When you didn't have a car, we were all together. All of those kinds of statements are things that people say to force you to do something that you probably didn't plan for, or you don't even have the budget for at that moment. It's usually to get you to do something that you are not planning to do or don't want to do. So what's the problem with this? It's that they try to manipulate you into doing something else. The problem with it is that they have their own end goals in mind. And if you're not careful, you will keep falling for it. If you keep falling for this blackmail, you keep doing what other people want and never be able to do what you want. It's because of emotional blackmail that some people are on the jobs that they are doing today. It was never the job they wanted to do. It's because of emotional blackmail that some people went to study law that they didn't plan to study. It's because of emotional blackmail that some people went to study medicine, even though they never loved it. It's emotional blackmail that made some people go into some other fields that, these were things that people never wanted to. So it's important to recognize that if people are constantly asking you to do something and making you feel bad if you don't want to do it, or making it feel like you owe them something, so you must do what they want because you owe them something, that's the emotional blackmail. And we see it on a daily basis. Take, for example, even in the office, if somebody covered for you once, maybe you needed to do something, you needed some quick timeout, and somehow somebody covered for you, nobody noticed you were away, and in a jiffy you came back. The moment they want to do something else that's probably not legal, they're asking you that you must do this for me, you must cover for me, you must say something for me, even though what they want to do is not legal. And they remind you that, look, I was there for you.
Yeah, but what you did, was it legal?
It could be that what you did was legal. Maybe you didn't have enough time to, go through the proper channel or something. Okay. Another case is that what you did was perfectly legal, but you didn't have time to say, please, I need to be out. Maybe it was an emergency or something, and they covered for your shift. But in their own case, they have no reason to be out. They're just insisting, look, I was there for you, now you must stand in for me. So it's important to make sure that you don't live your life constantly under the pressure of emotional blackmail. And sometimes this emotional blackmail also comes from siblings. And that's a lot worse. If it's coming from siblings, you feel like you owe them. If it's coming from maybe some of your colleagues or friends that you've grown up together, childhood friends that you've been together for like 10 years, 15, 20 years, you feel obligated to respond
But then
to
there
some
are
of their
times when
actions.
those obligations are actually valid. And there are actual times when you actually do even owe these people.
Can I shock you? In this life, you owe absolutely nobody nothing. And nobody owes you anything.
Okay.
it's important to reciprocate the good gestures of other people. And I am all for reciprocating the gestures of other people. But you must not force other people to reciprocate your own gesture towards them. If you do something for other people, do it like you're doing it for humanity.
Not everybody can do it like that.
That's where the blackmail begins.
And if I was if I wanted to move it to business, as a shrewd businessman, I might be thinking that if I do something for you, when and if the time comes, I would ask back for my pound
Business
of flesh.
business is a bit different. Business is a bit different because you know it's about interest, it's about profit.
Exactly.
And all of that,
So if I have the chance,
we
get that thing.
That makes a lot of sense because you've emphasized the fact that it's business. But if it's not business, we're talking about just having a relationship. There are times when what you're asking of me is something that will cause me to go out of my way into an unreasonable length just to please you. Now that's blackmail and it's not reasonable. So the question is, how do you stop emotional blackmail? First of all, there are some favors you need to cut out. You notice some people are being unnecessarily nice to you. You need to watch it before you accept their favors. Because there are people who will do one thing for you and come back and ask for 10 things. The other thing is you need to set boundaries. Of course, if people do something for you, if people have been there for you, if people are with you, appreciate them. Thank them for whatever it is that they have done, but set boundaries. If there's something that you can do in return within your resources without killing yourself, do it. But don't feel like I must do this thing back for this other person. The moment you feel that if they ask for something, then you must jump and get it done, you're already in a trap. And trust me, if they know that you will always jump, then they will keep coming back. And you will never get out of that trap anytime, any day.
There are times when the emotional blackmail, as it were, is to your own advantage.
No, it's never to your own advantage. Blackmail is never to your advantage.
You remember the time when they would force us to take medicine and then they would try, you were talking about parents to kids now, and then you try to tell the person, maybe you put it inside the food or something, try to make them, it's to their advantage, but you're blackmailing them.
So in that context, you're looking for subtle means to get somebody to do what's needful for them.
Yeah, because at times now,
you
want to, for instance, let's just take classmates want to read, your junior brother, and you tell him that, okay, if you go to the class and read tomorrow, I'll give you this thing.
In that case, the person benefits, but in a blackmail, it's the person who is blackmailing.
You won't call this, okay, this one is not blackmail.
It's not blackmail, because the person you're talking to benefits, but for blackmail, is the person pushing it that benefits.
That benefits.
Exactly.
All right, that definition really does quite make quite rough sense when you're looking at this holistically. Thank you very much for that. I know having you across the month, and we'll have to talk more about this.
Absolutely.
All right, okay, that's it. Don't go anywhere. Stay with us. We'll be back with our SME right after this.
Thanks for staying with us. It's time for our SME. And today on SME, we have Damilola Aluko. He is the CEO and founder of SADJ Frames. He's made a significant impact in the world of picture framing with over 11 years of experience. He's very passionate about creating beautiful frames that resonate with art lovers and enthusiasts. You are welcome.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you. Thank you.
Picture framing for 11 years. That's a really, really long time.
Yeah, I know.
You must have a fascination for picture framings. Talk to us about how that journey started for you.
Okay, for me, back in the university, I was into printing business. So I was printing flyers for events and all of that. Then I did a picture for a lady, and she was like, "It won't be bad to have a frame at the edge, right? Can you do that for me?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I could source." And I tried it, and it worked. And I snapped it, I sent it to people. They're like, "Oh, please, do this for me." And it kept on going like that. Then after NYSC, I felt like it would be a good idea to just pick it up and just take it fully. So that was how I started.
And you started the business. Now let's talk about the sort of materials that you use.
Yeah.
You use wood, you use gold aesthetics, you use
fiber frames.
Fiber frames. How do you source for them? I'm asking this because currently, because of the dollar fluctuation, it has affected a lot of local producers.
Yes.
Hence, also affected, the cost of production as well. So as a local producer, how do you source for your materials, especially one who's in the export business as yourself?
Yeah. Okay, for me, I work majorly with local products because when it comes to Nigerian business, you try to look for the most affordable way to make it. So I want to probably give people quality, affordably.
Okay.
You get me? So I tend to go to local people, try to see how we can design it to look more like what they bring from that place. Because I've seen what they do.
Okay.
I have some options where I have to import frames also. So I go to local people, design it this way. I sit down with them, let's carve this thing out.
Okay.
And we got perfect jobs out. And that's what we're working with.
Okay. Now let's talk about some of your challenges, some of the
Yeah.
challenges that you've had with, working with exporting,
Items.
some items
Yeah.
and also importing, because you've also
It's
imported a few of your
the
materials. as
exchange
well.
rates generally.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the exchange rates. Sometimes you have in mind that, okay, you're going to export this thing at this cost. Then you wake up the following morning realizing that dollar has gone up. And you now have to start calling your customer that, okay, this. And it's somehow explaining all of this to customers. Like, I'm sorry, dollar went up, that's why your price has to go up. I won't take it if I'm the customer. So I try to, but at the same time, that's just like the major challenge, that exchange rate. And products are fragile. And there's all people sending stuff, the logistics. Sometimes you send frame from here down to Ghana and it's all broken. So what's the point? You send it even for short distance, Lagos to Ibadan. All these people, they break it. So these are just serious issues.
So in that kind of situation, what do you do?
We make other ones.
For the customer?
Yeah, that's our loss.
Oh, wow.
To be honest, we've had issues with logistic companies. There was a time I had a serious one with one of the popular ones.
Wow.
It was very serious. They broke, like something was over $1 million, and they were not ready to take responsibility for it. It was really serious, and I had to recreate on my own cost.
Now, let's also talk about one of the major challenges a lot of entrepreneurs are experiencing,
Okay.
and this is access to funding opportunities.
Yeah.
Right. Some entrepreneurs would say, no, it's not just easy to just walk into a bank. But banks would say, yeah, well, we are here for you entrepreneurs. Come to us. We are ready to give you loans at this, interest rate.
Yeah.
And unknown to a lot of entrepreneurs, they do not know that there are also international funding opportunities as well. But
Yeah.
hey, as an entrepreneur, talk to us about some of those, challenges that you have had to deal
Okay.
with.
For me, I feel, okay, let's talk about bank now.
Yes.
Bank, they come up with this policy that you have to run the account for a certain number of time before you get access to loan. And for a startup, I just started and I have big dreams. The money I need to start with, you are telling me I have to run the account for a particular number of time, and I'm still looking for money to even start. So all of that bank aspect, I don't see visible for a startup. I feel it's for someone that's been in the business for a while and you want to expand.
Yeah.
I feel that's what that stands for. And fundraising, some people say go to your family. Family will tell you to go and look for a job. Be like uncle something, he works in this bank, but we all have different dreams.
Yeah.
So for me, I feel it is a personal task. You have to just build yourself. That's the spirit of entrepreneurship. You have to build yourself. Do it. You can do it.
Yeah, let's talk about you mentioned expansion. I know
Yeah.
that you're looking to expand.
Yes.
I mean, where your business is right now is not where it was 11 years ago.
Yeah, sure.
And of course, you want to have, talk to us about your plans for expanding.
Okay. It's a continuous growth, like it is. Now we have a store in Abuja, we have in Lagos, and I'm just looking at international aspect now. Yeah, I'm looking
You
at.
want those dollars? You want to be.
Yeah. Nigeria,
Currencies.
the naira now, you can have like 50 million naira in your account and you still feel like.
There's nothing in it.
But when you convert it, when you have like $50 million, yeah, that's something. So let's start making money in dollars. I think that's just the next level. Let's export this thing. I'm trying to open a store in UK, trying to partner with someone.
Okay.
But it's still in process.
Okay.
I work with someone in Tunisia. I think I mentioned that with you earlier. I work with someone in Tunisia, a friend of mine. So he sends in, he makes pots, all these pots. He sends in pots. I send out frames. So it's more like a barter exchange.
Okay.
So that's still working, but the whole idea of things breaking.
Yeah, that's a major issue.
Yeah, we have issues with that.
To deal with.
But we now work with plastic. On a normal day, we do glass frames.
Okay.
So picture frames of glass. And we've realized that these things get damaged a lot. So now we work with plastic. But the problem with plastic is it scratches.
Oh, okay.
So that's just that for that.
Okay. Now let's talk about building a structure for a business.
Yeah.
The typical Nigerian mentality for starting a business is survival. Emeka, that good over there, is it viable for selling? Yes. Oh yeah, bring it.
Let's sell it.
You gotta sell it. Make money. You know, but we forget, we do not realize, or there are a lot of business people that do not understand the rudiments for starting a business and sustaining a business. So let's talk to us about, you know, you've done this for over 11 years.
Yeah.
How have you been able to build a solid structure for your business?
The most important thing I feel we need is a team. If you have your team, even if you're not putting things right, there will be someone there to tap you. Sir, I think we need to fix this stuff. So all the ideas put together, we will push it. And now, the whole idea of partnering with people, having people to come in as investors and all of that, it helps. They come in with ideas. So, like, what about doing this way? And it all works.
Okay.
And the structure is a continuous process, like I said. It's not something that you had in mind to do. It's something that, okay, for instance, now this year, we already changed a lot of things. Things we felt was okay before. But all of a sudden, they're not okay again. So it's a continuous change, and it keeps coming. Next year, we'll probably have something else.
Thank you so much,
You're welcome.
Damilola. It's
You're
been
welcome.
such an insightful conversation, and also learning from you. I know someone right now is watching who has an interest in starting a business, whether it's in picture framing or anything. And I'm sure you've been able to share, you know, some
I'm glad I was able to do that.
Thank you. All right, so we'll head over to the kitchen now. We have something to, you know, keep you energized and going.
I like that.
I hope you're ready.
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, so let's head over to the kitchen. Great. Welcome to the kitchen, Damilola. This is Zion Grace. She's a health coach.
Hello.
And she's also a nutritionist as well. So this morning she's made pineapple boats with fruits in it. And then we also have smoothies in here. Okay. So for the smoothies, we have
watermelon, beetroot, pineapple, and ginger.
Okay.
And fruits on the pineapple, please?
We have pineapple, we have watermelon, we have grape, we have carrots, we have cucumber.
Aha. Okay, so please dig in.
It looks attractive.
Yes,
though.
I know, right? So you can either have the pineapple boats or the smoothie option.
Okay. This is nice.
What do you think? Does this look like something we can export though? See if the fruits don't go bad on them.
Exactly.
Just kidding.
Exactly.
Yes, sir. Let us know what you think. What are your favorite fruits?
Banana.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Banana. Okay. All right. Now the smoothie. You want to try that? Okay.
It's good. I like the ginger flavor in it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Well
it.
done, Coach. Well done.
Hold on. It's been a wonderful show. Thank you. Remember,
Aha.
Pelumi will be available. Will be live on Your View tomorrow. Tune
Tomorrow,
into that
guys.
one. We will see you then. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Have a great day, y'all. Bye.